Welcome to Sports Talk with Steve Jones, the daily talk show with the voice of Penn State football and men's basketball. You never know what special guest may stop on by any given day. Now here's the man of the hour, Mr. Steve Jones.
Mr. Steve Jones, sir. Firstly, we are, of course, sponsored by the Student Bookstore here on Sports Talk with Steve Jones, the big blue on the corner. I know the college basketball season is winding to a close for men's and women's basketball. Both are kind of wrapping on up over the next week or so as tournaments begin. And then we get, of course, to bracket season. A news piece that has kind of hit over the past 24-ish hours is out of the Tennessee Volunteers women's basketball program. Kyle Wynn, a reserve guard on the team, left the program, calling what she felt was a slight on senior day over the weekend a quote-unquote breaking point. Wynn has been with the program all 5 years of her collegiate career.
A rarity.
She appeared in only 9 games this season after missing all of last year due to an Achilles tendon injury. Has been there again every single year. She said, quote, "This decision was not made lightly or instantly. For the past 5 years, I have given my all for Tennessee and have not regretted doing so once. Obviously, my last 2 seasons on the team have been less than ideal for many reasons, but the one night I was most looking forward to was senior night. As someone who has never started a career game, I was hoping to start in my last appearance in Thompson Bowling. That obviously did not happen, and to be asked to check into the game with 15 seconds to go while losing was not how I wanted to spend my final moments in my arena after 5 years." I understand that she does feel slighted here because it feels like she is being slighted, where it's like it's senior day and Tennessee isn't playing for anything. They've struggled since late January. The number 6 seed in the SEC tournament, they kind of weren't going to move regardless. So what were you playing for? And you're facing number 5 Vanderbilt, a team that's going to win that game.
No, you're at home.
It's your home finale, your senior game. You want to send out your seniors in style. Like tonight, I'm just purely guessing that Josh Reed is going to start for Penn State basketball.
Yes, Josh
on a
Reed.
sheer guess.
He is going to start.
But the point is, at least bring the seniors in for more than 15 seconds.
Well, last night, North Carolina played Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
And Trimble
Trimble.
Davis started the game. Now, it's Hubert's son. Well, they've both been with the program 5 years. They are 2 of only 3 players in the ACC that have played all 5 years with one program. 3.
Mm-hmm.
They're 2 of them. Kyle Wynn played all 5 years at Tennessee. She went through injuries, including an Achilles. I believe she had an Achilles. That knocked her out for last year. She only played in 9 games this year. I'm afraid that in the pursuit of we've got to win, that we're losing a slice of what is actually, they talk about culture, they want to talk about family.
Mm-hmm.
Over and over and over again. That's not culture, and that's not family. Now, I'm not for people quitting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not for that. Okay? But if you claim to be a culture and you claim to be a family, and really Dean Smith is the one that really got this going.
Mm-hmm.
He always started his seniors on senior night. Mm-hmm. Always. I don't care if like the first dead ball they check out, but they got to start.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it many times here at Penn State. I'll never forget Danny McKenna. Danny McKenna's 6'11", still lives here in town, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce starts him on senior night, and they set up the first play of the game for him.
Mm-hmm.
And he hit a 15-foot jump shot, put Penn State up 2-0. The place went insane. First dead ball, Danny checked out.
Mm-hmm.
But Danny started, and Danny made an impact on the game.
In a day and age where players are moving constantly and you have a player that has spent 5 years in the program, all 5 of her collegiate careers there, and you don't start the player and then say for the last 15 seconds, check in, you get the last 15 seconds. That, like...
Where are you going to hurt the team by starting her?
Makes no sense.
Again, if you want to keep telling everybody over and over again about our culture, and you want to tell them we're a family, no, you're not. Okay? You're all about you. Now, a lot of the players today are about themselves because they're going to the highest bidder. That's why you only have 3 fifth-year players in the ACC, and 2 of them play for North Carolina, and one happens to be the coach's son, who is probably not going to transfer. All right, so that's where you are in the sport. Now we're going to celebrate Josh Reed tonight, who's a transfer. But Josh had spent 4 years at Cincinnati. I was getting a feeling there was no room at the inn moving forward. And he found a spot to play, and he's been terrific here. But when I see something like this, and Tennessee 16-12, they're 8-8 in the SEC. They're the number 6 seed in the tournament. If you are what you are telling everybody in recruiting that you are, we are a family. Really? Are you? Or are you really all just about, the whole thing is about winning? Right? Our culture is so strong. Really? Right? This young lady spends 3 years playing, gets hurt, fights back from a heart injury, plays 9 games, is at practice probably almost every day. You don't know if there's a day off or whatever, but probably is at practice every single day. You can't start her in the final game and then take her out at the first dead ball? It's going to make that much of a difference in winning the game. We've got to win.
If you don't believe in your team to, let's say you go down by 2.
There are a lot of frauds in sports. This is one of them.
Yeah. If you don't believe your team can make up a 2-point gap, let's say that happens, then you have no belief in your team at all. You should trust every single player to be able to go out there and at least play basketball. Like,
it's okay. I mean, look. Jersey
Wolf. Senior day. This is the day where you're meant to have every single player who is a senior get the love that they deserve on senior day. Where we see it in Happy Valley, where with Penn State football, senior day, all those players run out on the field. Sure. I remember seeing it all last year. They'd run out, they'd hug Terry Smith, and then run to their families and hug them, and it's this whole thing.
Sure.
You're meant to walk out with your family, and you're meant to go and shake the coach's hand and get a hug and get a standing ovation from the crowd. And Kyle Wynn does that, and then there's no other moment in the game until 15 seconds left, when usually at that point in most games, people are gone. It's a slap in the face.
I know they've lost 9 of 11, so I do know that. I know they've lost 6 in a row. I understand that. But on the psychology part of it, you start her, along with Jersey Wolfenbarger, who is a little different story. She transferred in from Arkansas, but she's a senior as well. But Wynn's been with you 5 years. 5 years. Ups, downs, stuck it out, never left. Never left. And your reward to her is to toss her in the last 15 seconds of the game? And she's like, I'm not doing that. Right? It doesn't take much to start her. And guess what? She makes a play. It lifts the whole team up.
You want a positive to end the season on? Start your senior.
We are losing over and over again these little things in sports. Right? Team. How often do you see when a guy makes a basket and the guy that threw him the pass, you see him point at him? You don't see that much anymore.
No.
Right? That's part of the team concept. It's about contracts now.
Everyone's a mercenary is how it feels. Every single player is a mercenary across the sport, which is why when you have someone stay for that fourth year, or in this case, the fifth year, where like it was special this past year watching Nick Singleton and Katron Allen break the records they did because they stayed with the program the entire time.
Yeah.
They very much so either could have left last year or gone to the NFL. Both said we're running it back.
I see Zakee
Both
Wheatley
stayed.
and Denai Dennis Sutton and Zane Duran and Drew and Nick and Katron, right? Over and over. They all stayed.
Everybody wants that person in their program to, I guess it's not a household name, but they want someone to believe in. And for years, that was always the person who was with the program for 4 years, or the very rare cases of certain one and dones, where in the case of Syracuse, Carmelo Anthony is a icon, but with him you've got Hakeem Warwick, you have Jerry McNamara.
Yeah, but the fans know you're a one and done. They accept that.
Exactly.
They accept it. They accept that Zion Williamson's going to be there a year. They accept that Cooper Flagg is going to be there a year. Kansas fans have absolutely accepted that Darren Peterson's going to be a year.
Was he there? Was he there for a full year though?
I have no.
But the point is, they want someone to believe in.
But they accept
and connect with.
that part. The fans are there all the time. They're there all the time. When I was talking with Dave Revson in, Nebraska, I think it was. So it was like 10 days ago. And we were talking about transfers. And I said, Dave, every game I do now, I look at that bench and there are 13 free agents. I look at that bench, there are 13 free agents. I said, in football, I look at one sideline, there are 105 free agents. I look at the other sideline, there are 105 free agents. I mean, you have people going to court to get eligibility at other schools. You have people going to court to get out of their contract to go to another school. Right? Meanwhile, the fans are there every single game, paying the ticket prices, paying the seat licenses, paying for the parking, paying for the tailgate, whatever it may be, paying the concessions every single game. College athletics is asking all these people to be loyal. Right? Now, when you finally have somebody who stays with you 5 years, you have a coach, Kim Caldwell, who has a chance to do something right and be loyal to somebody who's been loyal to her. Stayed. Didn't leave. Fought through an injury. Went through rehab. Lots of lonely days, the whole thing. Right? And you can't start her in the final game because you've lost 6 in a row? Because you've lost 9 of the last 11, and I've got to win tonight. And I'm telling you tonight, Kaya Wynn is not going to help us win this game. She can't. She's not good enough. No, it's bigger than that. Do not go to some press conference, Kim Caldwell. Do not. And tell everybody that you're a family. Do not go to a press conference and tell us how incredible your Tennessee women's basketball culture is. It is not. You've already proven that when it came time to do something that was good and was in the best interest of a player who'd stayed with you for 5 years and was not a mercenary, you looked at them and said, hey, by the way, we'll toss you a bone in the last 15 seconds of the game. Right? It's college basketball. It is senior night. It has been established over the years that if you're a program worth your salt, you start that player.
Let's look at a Michigan State with Tom Izzo. You don't think he's going to start his seniors on senior night? He's going to start them. Or you look at Duke when Coach K was there. He's starting them. You look at Kim Mulkey. She's starting her seniors. Like they're going to start the seniors.
Dean Smith did that over and over again. Right? And in Michigan State, they'll come out and the senior will kiss Sparty. And that's the floor.
Gino Auriemma is going to do the exact same thing at UConn. He's starting the seniors, and how the game plays out, it plays out. But they're starting, making sure they get in to start.
Yeah, but they're 31-0. They're not going to lose.
But you get the point is there.
That's a joke.
I know.
Jeez.
But the fact that you can't even give the program or the senior the respect of you've been here 5 years. You've been a part of this culture that I want to build and I want us to grow, and you've been here for them. Start the senior.
Again, first dead ball. You can take her out.
Say, hey, I want to give you a minute.
And then for all you know, she's played well, and you're like, you know what? Let's wait till the media timeout. Your eyes will tell you if she's out there doing some good stuff or if it's a foul ball. But it's the first 2 minutes of a 40-minute game. You've got to do something. You have to do things today, in my opinion, that go back to yesteryear that are still a part of the fabric of who you are. We're losing over and over again who we are. And I believe Kim Caldwell is a Tennessee grad, right?
Let me look this
I'm going
up.
to guess she is.
Kim Caldwell.
Ding, ding, ding. Looks it up.
No.
It's not.
I don't believe so. From Parkersburg, West Virginia.
Right. Right over the Ohio line from Marietta College.
And then, let's see if I can find, played at Glenville State.
Glenville State.
Played at Glenville State and became the Ohio Valley assistant for a couple years, Sacramento State. Coached at Glenville State for 7 years, then to Marshall for a year, and then Tennessee for the last 2.
Okay, I would ask her a question in the press conference. At Glenville State on your senior night, did you start? Now, she may have been in the starting lineup every single game for all I know. But I know we're in this era of players being paid. I know we're in this era of Darian Mensah leaving Duke and going and having a settlement to go to Miami. We just talked about another quarterback leaving to go, leaving Cincinnati, Brendan Sorsby. And now talking about payouts of $1 million to break his 2-year deal. I mean, this is where we are. But it doesn't mean we can't lose who we are. Like, there are so many good things that can come out of sports. This is a small token of appreciation of you spent 5 years. You know what? Be damned with the scoreboard, right? I'm going to start you. And for all we know, you helped give us a lead. Because I just gave the Danny McKenna example. Right? They set the first play for him. They set the play up, and he hit the shot. Penn State won the game that night. And out of that game, I don't remember many details about the rest of the game, but I remember him hitting that shot. I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember which way they were going. I was on the opposite side of where we broadcast now. We're in Rec Hall, right? And the play was to the left side, right? As I saw it. Now it'd be the right side from when I saw it. I mean, I remember everything about it. I remember which wing it was. It was the near wing, the whole deal, right? We're losing that in this pursuit of what are we pursuing here?
Can I give you a...
You don't tell me you're a family and don't tell me your culture. Stop using faux words that have no meaning whatsoever. When you have a chance to prove it, you didn't prove it. And again, if you don't like how she's playing, you can take her out at the first media timeout. You can take her out at the first dead ball. And have her wave to the crowd as she goes out. You at least would have done something. And would have sent a message to the rest of the team that we really are a family. We really have a great culture. Things may not be going well right now, but you know what? We still believe in doing things the right way. That's not doing things the right way.
No. So that is...
It's just, again, we're talking about 2 minutes of playing time here. That's what we're talking about. But there is something to this. Now, they have other seniors.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 seniors did start, but they're in the starting lineup anyway.
We now jump west, Steve Jones, in college basketball to the scene that took place, I believe, over in Tempe, Arizona, if I'm not mistaken, as Arizona State took down Kansas and Bill Self 70-60 last night.
The arena where I did my 500th game.
Mm-hmm. Not bad. Ago. And the Jayhawks had built a 20-point lead. Sun Devils came on out, fired on back. Bill Self, I believe, was ejected for arguing an offensive foul call on Darren Peterson. And then Arizona State stretched it out to double digits and did not let on up. So Kansas, again, another loss. The other big piece from last night's affairs in the college basketball
and by the
landscape.
way, people are wondering if that's Danny Hurley's last game at home for Arizona State. Mm-hmm. We'll see. They've gone a long way with him. Mm-hmm. It's a tough conference to be in. Yeah. Kansas is playing right now not well. They have come down the stretch, and they have not played well down the stretch. And to be honest with you, and it's crazy to say this because he is a marvelous talent, there are times where I feel like they play better when Peterson's not on the floor.
Mm-hmm. They probably play more like a team because they've played together longer.
Maybe.
It's
maybe. Also, Cincinnati last night blew out BYU. And I watched some of that game last night. And Cincinnati, which is a team that looks like they're going to get in.
They're peaking at the right time.
Also last night, Miami of Ohio held off Toledo at home.
74-72.
Yes. So they stay undefeated. They're 30-0. Mm-hmm. They may have a problem. Mm-hmm. And that problem may be Akron.
And they play Akron tomorrow or this week.
No, they don't play Akron. They're playing Ohio University on Friday. Okay? Mm-hmm. It turns out that you're not playing because of the number of teams in the conference and so forth. There are a couple of teams you only play once. Mm-hmm. Now, this will be the second time they played Ohio University. Mm-hmm. They played them at home already. In fact, I watched half that game because I wanted to see Miami. I just hadn't seen them. So it's like turned out it was Ohio University. They played Akron once because of the rotation in the conference. And the game was back on January 3rd, if I recall. Mm-hmm. And Miami won by 3.
Yeah, 76-73 that game.
You doubt me.
I don't doubt you.
So, and I talked to the Bucknell people because Akron played Bucknell. Mm-hmm. And I said, how good? And they were like, really good. Now, we're talking mid-major here, okay? We're not talking about this isn't Michigan.
This is MAC basketball here.
Okay? But in the MAC, Akron's really good. Mm-hmm. And if you notice in the Ken Pom rankings, Miami's 86 may have gone up a little bit after last night. Miami's 86, Akron's 61 because they played a better non-con that included Purdue.
Akron currently is 62 and Miami, Ohio is 89.
Right.
Yeah, falling on down a little bit.
Right. That's in the Ken Pom rankings. Mm-hmm. Now, in the net, Miami is ahead of Akron, but they're both in the 50s.
Miami of Ohio is 52. Akron is 57. Yeah. Do you wake up I believe you. I'm just checking the facts as we're going here. We're a factual show.
They may be. Akron may be their problem.
And as of this moment, they would only be able to face off in the finals, in the championship game.
Because they're 1-2.
Yes. Be March 14th, 8 p.m. would be the championship game.
Akron has lost 2 games in the conference?
Akron has lost in the conference.
But they haven't lost in a month and a half.
They have lost 1 game in the conference to Miami, Ohio.
Right.
They have 5 total losses on the season.
Purdue's 1.
Yeah.
Right. Troy, maybe?
To Akron. Their only loss was to Miami of Ohio.
No, I'm saying, but did they lose to Troy?
They lost to Yale by 3, Purdue by 18, Murray State by 15, Miami of Ohio, and they lost Troy by 10. Yes. But they're a good team.
Show of doubts.
I never doubt you.
The Troy thing was in January, though, wasn't it?
It was. It was at Troy on February 7th.
February 7th. So
look at that. You are wrong sometimes.
Yes. So they've gone about a month without losing a game.
Yeah.
And the games will be in Cleveland. Mm-hmm. Easy for Miami of Ohio fans to get there. Last I checked, very easy for the Akron fans.
I was going to say, I think a kid from Akron, Ohio would say he liked playing in Cleveland a lot.
Yes.
But they'll play in the championship game if all things fall how it's currently believed to be, based on the fact that these two teams have not lost to anyone except for Miami of Ohio.
Now, what date is the title game of the MAC?
March 14th on the Saturday at 8 p.m. So prime time MAC championship game. Maction. It's not some Wednesday Maction like we all love with football. But I want to, we talked about Miami of Ohio yesterday, so we're not going to go too in-depth on them. But I do want to bring this piece up
But I wanted to bring it up
Yes.
so people knew what the stakes were
Yeah.
going in and who the problem might be. Because, look, I do not expect I expect very few fans to know that Akron's good.
Yeah.
Right? Because
no one's watching MAC basketball.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
You're not watching the MAC. I mean, that's part of our job is to make you aware of it. Okay?
That's why it's always the most fun thing in the world, that first week of the tournament, that Thursday, Friday, when you're finding out who players are. Because you're not watching 4 years ago Ohio with Jason Preston. You don't know who he is. Right. But then or you don't know who Doug Eddert is at St. Peter's. Or any of the guys who played for UMB.
Good?
Yeah. Or any of the guys who played for UMBC. You didn't know who Cameron Krutwig was for Loyola Chicago. But they're all of a sudden Ali Farouk Manesh. Like, they're beating your team.
I was at Wells Fargo. That's what it was called back then. The night Florida Gulf Coast beat Georgetown. I was at the game.
Steve Jones, as any Syracuse alum will say, death taxes are certain in life. One other thing is Georgetown still sucks. So MAC basketball coming on up March 14th, possibly going to be. Everything falls how we think. Miami of Ohio versus Akron. I wanted to bring a piece up here because I want to bring this up. It is tough to win constantly because you don't think they know that they're 30-0 and that the pressure is on them to win the 31st game and go undefeated.
Sure.
And then go through and win the first game, which for them would be 11 a.m. on March 12th. And then after that, play on March 13th and win the next game, which is against the winner of either the 4 seed or 5 seed. You then don't think they know they have to win their 34th game against probably Akron to go undefeated to go into the tournament. Like, you don't think they know that? The pressure it builds is massive. I know Steph Curry's talked about it with that Warriors team that lost, 9 games?
Yeah.
He said, we lost our first game and it was like a breath of fresh air because they were just kind of waiting for it to happen, where it was like the weight of being undefeated is gigantic. Yes, and that is something that people have to acknowledge. Like, it is tough. And everyone's playing an extra little bit harder because you don't think that Ohio wants to be the team.
Well, you might as well not wear a uniform. You might as well wear a target on it.
Exactly. You're wearing a target on your back because Ohio was coming into that game saying, we want to be the team that beats them. We want to be the one team to beat them. Yeah. And let's say, for instance, they lose to Ohio this week. Let's say it happens. I think they might relax and they might play better in the conference tournament because then all of a sudden pressure's off. You get to roll in there and say we lost a game. But if they lose another game,
under normal circumstances, I could buy into the argument.
Yeah.
But not in these circumstances. In these circumstances where right now you are penciled in as an 11 in one bracket and 12 in the other.
Yeah.
I don't think you can lose Friday night to Ohio, even though that's if I remember that's Gross's team. Who coached at Illinois, is a really good coach. Always liked him.
The Ohio Bobcats you're talking about.
Yes.
Jeff Bowles.
Oh, Jeff Bowles, their coach. Okay.
If I wanna ask you a question.
That's on me. I missed on that one.
You're good. So I know we've kind of talked about it. If Miami of Ohio wins every game except for, let's say, that final game against Akron, they're not going to get the automatic spot because Akron will get it. Miami of Ohio should still at that point get in. If you go 33-1 and you're held out of the tournament, again, as we discussed yesterday, ridiculous. You win 33 games, that's incredible. Going on over, flipping a little bit to a different piece of the sports world, Mr. Steve Jones, the NFL quarterback carousel has kicked into high gear. This has come on the back of the franchise tags being placed yesterday on players, a lot of players being cut or free agents, finding out where they're going. Bobby Okereke was released by the Giants. The Bears center, Derek Dahlman, is retiring at the age of 27.
Yeah,
Trey Hendrickson was not tagged, which means he's a free agent.
Right. He'll be picked up by somebody.
Yes. The Colts placed the transition tag on Daniel Jones, which has not been used since the Falcons placed it on Jeff George, which, for those wondering at home, happened before I was alive. And then the Cardinals are going to be cutting Kyler Murray at the end of the week. The Chargers are cutting Mekhi Becton. The Dallas Cowboys reworked Dak Prescott, CD Lamb deals, and a few others. So a lot of movement has happened, but on the quarterback side of things, we'll start there. Kyler Murray cut. It is expected Tua Tagovailoa is going to be cut as well, or released to some capacity. So the two of them end up on the free agent market, and because of how their deals work, they can only sign a minimum deal, which means the team is going to get a pretty good quarterback for a very cheap price.
Maybe.
The big free agents on the market, of course, the quarterback position is Malik Willis. He is the number one guy because third-round pick, backed up Jordan Love last 2 years, has looked pretty good. People think, based on Sam Darnold, we can try and do something similar with Malik Willis. It feels like a slightly different case because Sam Darnold also started a bunch of games before that, and Malik Willis kind of hasn't started a lot of games. So you've got all these guys out there. Mac Jones is one of the people are looking at as a trade option because he's a decent starter-ish, maybe, and he's in San Francisco, and everyone thinks you go to San Francisco and then leave after a few months, you're all of a sudden a great quarterback. So that is the quarterback carousel.
Sam Darnold, after being there for 2 years, came out of there with an interesting perspective on how to play. Look, Kyler Murray and Tua Tagovailoa, it's not as if they lack for talent, but to be honest with you, in terms of where they are as a starting NFL quarterback, neither one of them is in the top tier. And they've been handed the keys to the car over and over and over again. And they have not had the ability to get their programs over the top. Now, it's not all them. They don't play defense. But when you watch them offensively, you can tell that they really struggle to play the game, see the field, and do it at a pace in the speed of the game. Right? It wasn't as if Kyler Murray at one point in his career didn't have Larry Fitzgerald as a wide receiver. It's not as if he didn't have James Conner as a running back.
DeAndre Hopkins was a receiver.
The tight end that they have has been terrific.
Trey McBride.
Okay? He's had some really, really good players around him. Yet he had one great start to a season, as did the Cardinals. And it looked like they were just humming along, and like, hey, the Cardinals are pretty good. Yeah. And then the second half of the season, it all fell apart. They did make the playoffs, and they lost in the first round. I believe it was at home they lost.
I think so.
And since that point, they have done nothing. And I've got to give the Cardinals all the credit in the world. Because in the 70s, Phoenix was considered to be an incredibly hot market, 70s, early 80s. Got to go to NFL's got to go to Phoenix. They've got to go. They put together a committee, the Phoenix Firebirds. One of the leaders in that committee was Bart Starr. But then it all got upended when the Cardinals moved from St. Louis to Arizona. And to their credit, they have ruined the market. They ruined the market. Like, okay, well, they're there, they're established, the whole thing. It's not, I mean, I know they've gone to a Super Bowl, and they played a terrific game against the Steelers, which Pittsburgh finally won. But the Bidwells have owned this team all these years. And for the most part, they've spun their wheels. They get the first overall pick. They used it on Murray. I would have used it on Murray. I would have. Heisman Trophy winner, can move, run around, the whole deal. You know, and they went through this whole thing. Will he play for the Oakland A's or will he play for the Arizona Cardinals?
I was like, what are we doing here?
Right. But in Miami, everybody had to have Tua. Everybody had to have Tua. And I remember saying about Tua, I said, I don't see it. And the reason I don't see it is that, especially after he got the hip injury against Texas A&M, his movement and mobility
been bad.
Really fell off. He was not great at moving before. But after that, mobility became more problematic for him. And they're quarterbacks where your program hangs in there, but that's all they do is hang in there. Now, who do you get in Arizona to replace Kyler Murray? Well, the reason they want to do this now is, look, let's just cut bait, save some money here, and not have to, because there's another level of the contract that kicks in, right? You're trying to avoid the next level of the contract that kicks in because what is it we talk about in NIL all the time? Hi, I'm Kyle Leff for pick business, right? But if Kyle Leff isn't getting it done, business is going to cut Kyle Leff. It's called rate on return. Okay, it's rate on investment. Rate on investment. Kyler Murray, when the next level of the contract kicks in, the Cardinals know in their gut they don't feel like they're going to get rate on investment. The Dolphins know that if Tua's contract kicks in, they're not going to get rate on investment. They know that. So you go with somebody else, and that's why they're going to have to do it. And whomever signs Murray or Tua are going to do it on the cheap, not for big money.
Yes, because based on how it works, if a team signs Kyler Murray, he basically is guaranteed to get the money he got from the Cardinals. So if he doesn't play for anyone, he's getting that money. And for whatever his deal is, he signs with the team. He then loses that money from the Cardinals. It basically balances out. So a team is going to say, we'll give you the minimum because you're getting the money anyway.
Right.
And that way they pay $1.3, $1.6 million. Right. They get a starting caliber quarterback for next to nothing.
They got a guy that's been starting.
Yes. And so let's go through the teams. I want to talk through the quarterback piece of it, which is the two of them are available. Daniel Jones has a transition tag, which essentially means he's going to go back to the Colts. And if a team offers him a contract, the Colts get to match the contract.
And
not
sign only that, the Colts are not going to keep Anthony Richardson.
Yes, he is on the market. So going through each division here, just based on how it looks. So the Bills, of course, have Josh Allen. They're not doing anything. The Patriots have Drake May. They're not doing anything. The Dolphins and Jets now have quarterback openings. The Jets because they're the Jets, and the Dolphins are probably getting rid of Tua. So 2 openings there. Ravens, Bengals, they're set. The Browns, Shador.
Remember, Deshaun Watson is eligible to come back now. I mean, he's with the Achilles. He probably will be able to play.
So let's presume the Browns one is closed because they already have about 13 quarterbacks in the building.
And the Steelers, you don't know.
Steelers, you don't know because of Rodgers. The Texans, they've got C.J. Stroud. Colts have Daniel Jones, hypothetically. Jags have Trevor Lawrence. Titans have themselves Cam Ward. The Broncos, Chiefs, Chargers, and Raiders are all set. Of course, the Raiders are taking Fernando Mendoza.
Right.
Cowboys, set. Giants, set. Eagles, set. Commanders, set. Bears, Lions, Packers, they're all set. Vikings, they should be set.
No.
They're not because J.J. McCarthy wasn't great last year. So maybe they bring in a Malik Willis or Kyler Murray.
J.J. McCarthy is what I thought he was going to be.
Yeah.
I was like, I know he's good. Okay? So again, he's good. But I never thought he was great.
No.
And I never thought he was exceptional. Now, I watch enough video where I sit back and go, okay. I mean, the game that they won here, and he was the starting quarterback, Denai Dennis Sutton hit him early in the game. He got hurt. He was 7 of 8 passing in the game. He only had 8 pass attempts. Okay.
So Vikings, they're an option. Of course, the NFC South, the Panthers, Saints, and Bucks, they're good. Falcons probably need somebody because Penix was not great last year. Yeah. They're cutting Kirk Cousins, so they may try and do the same thing the Colts did when they had Anthony Richardson of trying to bring a veteran in like they did with Daniel Jones. Spoiler, Jones was great and it worked. So the Falcons probably are going to add someone in the quarterback spot. The NFC West, the Rams, Niners, Seahawks are set. The Cardinals now, of course, need somebody. Yeah. So you have the Cardinals, the Falcons, the Vikings, I believe we have the
Jets,
the Steelers maybe, and the Dolphins. So 6 teams that are there. The Raiders are out of it because they're taking Mendoza. So 6 teams.
But let's be fair here, because another guy that's going to be out there is Geno Smith.
Mm-hmm. Geno Smith is probably going to get cut because, of course, the Raiders or traded or something. So Geno Smith, Tua Tagovailoa, Kyler Murray are on the market. Malik Willis is on the market. And then, of course, we have...
And the Raiders have to make a decision on Aiden O'Connell.
Yes.
Because you're going to need a professional backup to be in the Mendoza spot because it's his first time through. How do you want to treat it? Do you want to treat it where you're our guy out of the gate? Or we're going to ease it in a little bit the way, maybe not to the extent the Packers did with Rodgers and Favre and then Rodgers to Love, maybe like the way the Giants did with Wilson to Dart, the same way the Giants did it way back then with Kurt Warner to Eli Manning.
Yeah, there's options. So those are the teams, the quarterbacks available. Let's say Geno Smith gets moved on from. So you have Geno Smith, Tua Tagovailoa, Kyler Murray, Malik Willis, and then you also have the other draftable quarterbacks. Like, will Ty Simpson be taken at the end of a first round by someone who, let's say, is going to set up for the future? The consensus has been maybe the Rams are like, let's get someone for Stafford for when he retires. Maybe that's what they do, and maybe they take Ty Simpson. But maybe he's there at the top of the second round. Does a team that needs a quarterback say, we like this guy, let's take him? Maybe one of these teams says, you know what, let's take a shot on Drew Aller. Or let's take a shot on one of these draftable quarterbacks that is here and think maybe they can do it. The Saints did this with Derek Carr and then Spencer Rattler, where they said, let's take Rattler, let's maybe. He was okay. Wasn't great. And then last year, he wasn't playing super well. They said, okay, well, we drafted Tyler Shuck. Now we're going to hand the keys to the car to him. Worked out pretty well. And I didn't know it at the time. You did, Steve Jones. I will give you the credit you deserve. But the point is, the Saints said, we like him a lot. Let's take him in the second round. Right. There's going to be someone taken in that day 2 that's probably going to end up starting some games this year for one of these teams that needs a quarterback. I don't know who it's going to be. Quinn Ewers is with the Dolphins, by the way, so maybe he's their starting quarterback.
Look, right now, the guys you talked about are in the same boat as Justin Fields was and has been since he left the Bears. He's been a gap guy. He's filling the gap until Mitchell Trubisky. I'm filling the gap until all these guys, and I don't care what round you're drafted in. I don't care if you're the first overall pick or you're 5 or 6 overall. You're a gap guy. And that's where Kyler Murray is right now. He's a gap guy for somebody. He'll buy you a couple of years. Tua might buy you a year, maybe 2, but that's it. That's all they're going to do. Okay? That's who they are. And they may end up being a backup quarterback someplace like Mac Jones was last year with the 49ers. And you do need, I'll say, you do need in today's era a good backup quarterback. And we talk about how Malik Willis has shown everybody, hey, I can play because he was the backup to Jordan Love, and Love got hurt, and Willis, to his credit, played well.
I'll give you the best backup quarterback story ever. The guy who backed up Tom Brady, Matt Castle.
He had to step in for a year.
Stepped in for a year and then got himself a humongous contract with the Chiefs. It was like 3 years, 60 at the time or something like that, where it was a huge number. And it was like, oh my gosh.
It turned out the Chiefs were the ones that hurt Brady on opening day. They fell on his ankle.
Or who was it who was who went to the Seahawks in like the late 2000s? It's a quarterback. Seahawks QBs 2000s who like played for someone, had a good year. They signed
the LSU kid. Out of LSU,
Tavares Jackson. It wasn't him.
No. I know exactly what you're talking about because he came out of LSU, played a game late, played great. Hey, wow!
Charlie Fry.
No, it's not Charlie Fry. No, it's not. Because he played for the Packers at one point. I think the game he had was with Green Bay. where he played really well and it allowed him to get a contract.
It was the Packers he played with.
Yeah, and he was a quarterback out of LSU.
My knowledge is lacking right now, and I'm really angry about it. I should know who this was. Green Bay Packers. We have.
Oh, I remember that. I remember watching the game. Like, okay.
Matt Flynn. Matt Flynn got himself a humongous deal based on a couple of games here and there.
Yep. Yes, he did.
Yeah, from the Packers, and he got a big old contract, and it was like, oh my gosh, he signed. Yeah. See it with the Seahawks, 3-year deal worth $20 million with $9 million guaranteed at the time was big numbers for someone who had barely played.
Yep.
That was what it was. Thank you for also you knew where I was going. I was like, I can't think of his name.
Yes, but yeah, played for Green Bay. He was out of LSU. Mm-hmm. Like really?
But the point is, everyone's looking for the next guy, and they're willing to take a shot on someone.
Everybody is looking for a quarterback. That's why quarterbacks. All right, let's do 1 through 64. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of years where, like, there may be 1 or 2 quarterbacks among the top 64 players. Mm-hmm. Yet last year, 5 got picked in the first round? Mm-hmm. Some number like that.
The year prior, I think.
They got 5 were picked in the first round. And you look at, I think he was a second-round pick, but Will Levis is a second-round pick because quarterbacks get drafted exponentially higher than other positions because of the value of the position. Mm-hmm. And you sit there and say, I don't see it.
Yeah, so let's go back through the last few years of quarterbacks drafted. Let's say 1 through 3, first 2 days of the draft.
Sure.
We'll open it up a little bit. So last year, of course, Cam Ward, Jackson Dart in the first round, Tyler Shuck in the second, Jalen Milroe and Dylan Gabriel in the third.
All right.
So they got drafted to their
And
teams.
Milroe was the backup in Seattle.
Milroe backed up in Seattle, won himself a Super Bowl.
He has a ring.
24, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, Michael Penix, J.J. McCarthy, and Bo Nix were all in the first round, and then no one got drafted until round 5 when the Saints took Spencer Rattler. So the 5 of them get drafted. Williams, Daniels, and May, good. Penix and McCarthy, not as such. 23, Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson in the first round. Young and Stroud have up and down at different points for each of them. Richardson, of course, is now on the trade block. And then the second round was Will Levis to the Titans, and then Hendon Hooker in the third round to the Lions. 22, Kenny Pickett, first round pick.
A third round pick I'm fine with.
Yeah. Like in this round, for instance.
Even in second round, I'm okay with it.
In this instance, in the third round, Desmond Ridder, Malik Willis, Matt Corral. Each team took a shot on their person. The Falcons took a shot on Ridder. He played a bunch of games because he needed to. So on and so forth. And then 2021, Steve Jones, 5 quarterbacks in the first round. Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Mac Jones. Second round was Kyle Trask. Third round was Kellen Mond and Davis Mills. Remember when Davis Mills, everyone thought he'd be the next, he's the guy in Texans, and he's still there, and he might be.
Davis Mills
consistently okay.
At times played better than C.J. Stroud this past season, to the point where in the playoff game against the Patriots, I was listening to the Patriots broadcast. I was driving back, I want to say from Philadelphia, something like that. Oh, I know it was. I was driving back from Baltimore after doing the Penn State Maryland game on a Sunday, and the Patriots broadcasters, Bob Sochi, were questioning whether, are they going to bring in Davis Mills? Because Stroud was playing so poorly. But again, the overdrafting of a quarterback. A lot of these guys are third-day guys. But they're going on the second day.
Because of the quarterback.
Because they're a quarterback.
And you're always hoping one of these guys hits, so you're like, let's take a shot on him in the second. And in the case of someone like Shuck, the Saints were probably, if they needed to, were going to take him in the first. That's the truth of it. Is if the Saints felt he was going to get drafted in the first round, they would have traded up to make sure they got him in the first round.
Yeah, but they evaluated.
Felt good they can get him at 40, and they did.
Right.
So they took him. But that was a different case. But it's the case of someone, as we've kind of talked through in this 2021 draft, Wilson and Lance were overdrafted. Fields, probably overdrafted.
Well, he's definitely overdrafted.
Mac Jones, overdrafted. All these guys were over. The only one who was drafted at the spot we all thought was Trevor Lawrence. We're like, he's going to go 1 because he's quarterback, needed a quarterback, and he's been pretty good. Yeah. He's been up and down. He's been at least average in the league, and now he's better.
Well,
so
look, he's been better than what they've had.
Yes.
Right? He probably has been the best quarterback they've had since Mark Brunell in the early days.
Yeah. David Garrard, maybe.
David Garrard.
He's okay.
Garrard did a good job. I mean, a couple years he played well, but he was drafted as a long-term solution, and he has been a long-term solution for them. Right? The problem is they need to get over the hump and win a playoff game.
Yeah. So the quarterback carousel continues to roll on over. It is going to be interesting to see exactly what happens across the NFL over the next few weeks because NFL free agency begins. And we get to kind of see what happens to a guy like Kenneth Walker, who is now a free agent, or of course Trey Hendrickson, who pays him a lot of money.
He'll get paid a lot of money because he can rush the quarterback and he's really good at it. Kenneth Walker's an interesting spot because a lot of people feel they can do the running back position on the cheap, even though to the credit of Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry, they did reset the running back market. Yeah. They made people remember that the running back is touching the ball anywhere from 15 to 25 times in a game, which is a little bit more than a third of your snaps.
Yeah. And Kenneth Walker's 25. He has tread on his tires. You're probably signing him to, let's say, a 3 or 4 year deal. At that point, you're getting him for the big chunk you want him for.
Sure.
And he's also coming off a Super Bowl where he looked real good in the playoffs. He was their one consistent bright light on offense.
He did, but he's also an okay receiver. I mean, it's always going to be a question of whether he's a 3-down back. That's going to be the question with him. He was okay as a receiver at Michigan State. He has been okay as a receiver in the NFL. But if you're playing on a team with Jackson Smith and Jigba, they're not really thinking about dumping the ball off to you anyway.
But when it comes to running backs this year in free agency, there's not too many. You've got Travis Etienne, who's a free agent. You've also got, outside of him, you've got the likes of Rico Dowdle and Kenneth Gainwell. Hypothetically, the only other running back that's going to be picked high, the thought is going to be it's Jeremiah Love. It's Jeremiah Love and Kenneth Walker are the 2 running backs to watch.
Yeah, of course, Love has a chance to be picked in the top 10.
He's not going outside the top 10.
Right,
Personally, I would like to see him in black and gold because that would bring me a lot of joy.
And he means New Orleans, not Pittsburgh.
No,
wrong.
They're black and yellow. Different thing.
Thank you for listening to Sports Talk with Steve Jones, a 7 Mountain Media production. Come back at 11 every weekday for analysis of the latest happening in the sports landscape. From college football to European soccer,